What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be a final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We're living. We're dreamers. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, we come alive. We come alive. Oh, we come alive. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive in the nighttime. Something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive.
Hi everyone, happy Thursday. How are you, Sussex squaddies? Oh, we have a lot of slides to get through today, everyone. So grab your drink, your matcha, your coffee if it's not too late in the day. A lot to look into today. But thank you as always, everyone, for coming. Please do hit that thumbs up button and subscribe button. Almost at 10,000, guys. Almost at 10,000. We'll get there before the end of the month. I know we will. How's everyone this lovely Thursday? It's almost Friday. Oh, let me just open. Give me a sec, everyone. It's been a lot cooler today in the UK. I could actually work at home. I didn't need to go and sit in a cafe. All right. Let's see who's in the chat today. Oh, 300 of you in here already. Amazing, amazing. Hi, Denise. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Gwendolyn. Hi, Brenda. Sonia, hi. Hi, Maggie. Sherry's here. Torma P. Don't think I've seen your name before. You're one of the silent ones. Yes, thank you as always to moderators. Moderators are superheroes. JJ, you got your shoes on, you're loving life. You love flowers, watermelon, and dancing around. uh, Sometimes I imagine what all of you would look like based on what you say and type. Like I've got visual images in my head of what you all look like, or at least those of you that use a different avatar. Some of you obviously use your faces, and it is nice to see your faces and put a face to your names. Rahini, can we do a live watch party for the speech? That is a very good question. Very, very good question. Now I know that there are probably going to be people in the squad doing live parties, but do you know what? Now that you've said it, I will try and see if I can get um live. Yeah, obviously I can through like StreamYard. Can I do that through StreamYard? Yeah. Or if I like put it on, if I share my screen, I'll be able to do it on a live stream. Yes. Yes, Rahini. I think I will. Do you know, I'm going to do a test. And then if it all looks okay, I will do a live stream on my channel. Um, but it also depends on how tired I feel because obviously the time difference is going to be quite big. So if I don't feel too tired and if it looks okay on my screen, yes, Rahini, I will do a live watch party here. Otherwise, I'm sure there are other squaddies that are going to be doing it. Lavender Rose, you're having a chai latte. Lavender Rose, you are my person. You're absolutely my person because chai latte is actually my favorite hot drink. Oh, and FYI, um, surprisingly, one of the best chai lattes I ever had was in Denmark. Having said that, I've never been to India, so I'm sure it would be like 10 times better in India. But thus far, the best I've had was in Denmark. There's something about the milk there; it's very creamy. Um, Benjamin, is AC not as common in England? I have another friend from England. He and his wife don't have AC in houses. No, because it's not hot for most of the year, so but no one would have thought like, oh, let's put AC in the houses. No. And with the cost of electricity, like it's just so expensive to have the AC on. Thank you so much. Is it good, Julianne, for the super sticker? Much appreciated, darling. All right, let's get into it. Welcome everyone. Oh, we've got something from Brenda K. Thank you so much for the super sticker, darling. Much appreciated. Oh gosh, let me just actually go back up and make sure that I haven't missed anyone. Because sometimes the super chats don't show up on my side. It's very weird. But thank you so much, Brenda J. Much appreciated. So if I ever miss you, don't think it's because I'm ignoring you. It's just because it hasn't shown up for me. You are not late at all, Zuri. You're right on time. We're actually just about to start, like 8 minutes in. Took a little bit too long with the intros. All right, let's get into it because there's a lot to get through today. Okay. First and foremost, thank you so much to I'm gonna call him N because I don't know if he wants me to use his full name, but N on Twitter, who also goes by Sir Kissy at Sir Kissyfer on Twitter. He found a hat that was similar to Megan's polo hat. And he actually sent it to me as a gift all the way from the US. And I've been looking for a dupe of this hat for pretty much since I saw Megan wearing it. But if you look at Megan's hat, the top, right, it has this kind of like velvety texture on the top and has a bow, but the real detail is in the brim, and the brim has this kind of like mesh stripe. So like black stripes and then mesh in between. And that's what I couldn't find. I couldn't find any hat that was like that. And he was just out in a market and just happened to find a hat that looked like it, and he offered to send it to me. So thank you so much. Much, much, much appreciated. I absolutely love it. I'm going to the beach in like 2 weeks. Hopefully, it will still be just as hot, and I'm most definitely going to wear this. I love this. Now, the designer, if anybody wants to know, is called Karen Keith. But Karen Keith is like one of these designers that does wholesale items and then sells in mass and wholesale. So it's not something that you can just like buy easily. You have to buy it from whatever shop is selling it. And I've been on lots of shops online that sell Karen Keith, and I couldn't find this particular hat. He just happened to find it in a shop. Um, but love it, and thank you so much. Oh, I love it so much. Um, Julia, I hate AC. Would rather have the windows open. Yeah, but it's like when the air isn't moving, it like even having the windows open, it doesn't really do anything. Um, oh, thank you so much from Vanessa Shepherd for the super sticker, much appreciated. Before we move on. Oh, and thank you so much, Queen Bee, for the super sticker, also much appreciated. Thank you so much, all. Well, you all are so generous and kind. It just fills my heart. Joy Bell just says, can we go and keep clicking on Better Up to generate views for the channel? Yes, please go and do that. I actually think the video on my channel got more views than the actual Better Up YouTube channel, but I think they've only got like 1,000 something subscribers or something. So please do go hit the subscribe button and support their channel as well. Thank you so much, Beverly. I feel very fabulous in it. This is my 4th hat in 2 months. I'm very much part of the Bougie Hat Ladies Club now. And you know what? I got so many compliments today. I could not believe how many compliments I got. And I honestly feel like it was the hat, because it's actually not a very common thing, unless you're going somewhere nice. A lot of people don't just wear hats. So you want more compliments and attention? Wear a hat. Oh no, did something happen? Okay, comments are going really, really fast. So can somebody explain to me what happened did something happen to Verda? Could someone explain that, please? What happened there? Thank you so much, Doris. All right, while somebody explains what happened, I'll move on to the next thing. Jose Andreas has been nominated for his documentary We Feed People. Emmy nominated now, outstanding documentary for non-fictional special, outstanding cinematography for non-fiction program. So I'm going to assume this is just about the organization, World Central Kitchen, and how they help people around the world. But it's great to see people who are affiliated with the Sussexes doing well also. So well done to him and his team. Also coming to a movie screen near you, Prince Andrew's bombshell BBC interview to become a movie, and Hugh Grant is understood to be on the shortlist to portray the disgraced royal in Scoop. And this is actually being based on a book that was optioned about how the BBC interview came about, and the interview itself. And this was a section from Deadline. Salmon, who I think is one of the producers, noted how sections of McAllister's book Scoop, which created a stir when it was serialized in the Daily Fail and is published July 14th, so today, show how out of touch the Duke was. All the opportunities that Emily gave him to say the right things to justify his friendship with Epstein, to say how sorry he was, were wasted opportunities on the Duke's part. Metcalf added that he has subsequently learned that once the camera stopped rolling, the interviewer Emily had repeated her offer for him to go back in front of the cameras. Newsnight couldn't have been fairer to him, he said. So they actually offered him a second chance to go back, think about what he said, and actually change it. So they were actually willing in that moment, if you think about it, to be a propaganda machine. Like, dude, think about what you just said, and we'll give you a chance to go back in front of the cameras. The Duke was oblivious to how his performance had gone down in the room. He thought it had gone extremely well. The trouble with the Duke is that everybody laughs at his jokes all of the time. I don't think anybody ever interrupts him when he's talking, and I think both of those things gives you a level of entitlement. He always feels in control all the time of in control of the time and space around him. Well, you could tell that from watching the interview. This man did not think that anything he said was wrong. And I think it's because his whole life, he's never been told that he's wrong about anything. A grown ass man sleeping with teddy bears is absolutely fine. Nobody's ever told him otherwise. So, but that's interesting to know that they actually gave him a chance to go back and correct what he said. But obviously, nobody on his team stopped to tell him, you know what, you kind of sound creepy and ridiculous, bro. Right. To your comments before we go into the next thing. Thank you for your compliments about the hat. Rahini, hats make you look mysterious and sexy, and I like them. I think so too. And do you know what it is? I think it's because it's just not like an item that a lot of people wear like as much anymore, or they tend to wear things like beanies and caps, like those really like beautiful day brim hats. Um, unless it's a beach day, maybe you'll see people, walking around by the beach with them. But even then, it's the very like casual style, the very old school church lady style. It's not like something that you see every single day. So it makes you look, it makes you stand out. Sorry, that is an excellent documentary. Have you seen it? I will actually look for it and watch it. I didn't know that there was a documentary, to be honest. Lynn, I love that documentary. Happy he was nominated. Well, thank you for letting us know, and I will definitely check it out. I didn't even know about it, to be honest. Oh, quite a few of you watched the documentary. Oh, Sherry, Verda Sanchez lost her home in a storm. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry to Verda. My gosh. I can't even begin to imagine what she must be going through losing your home. Wow. My gosh. I mean, I'm assuming if she probably lives in an area where there's quite frequent storms, like maybe she can get insurance and help, but like emotionally, there's almost nothing that can help with that. So thank you so much for letting me know, Sherry. Just gosh, prayers for her, please, everyone. If it's Virginia that has the most horrible disaster after it rains, my gosh. Terry, it sounds like a snooze fest. Oh my gosh. I mean, I feel like I want to see it just for the laughs, to be honest with you, and just to see like how somebody pulls off Andrew. Marina, what would a second chance have done? First impressions do count. He's an entitled old brat. Well, maybe they would have actually edited some of it out. Elaine and the producer said Beatrice was with him, and she said nothing. My gosh. Oh, thank you so much for Black Queen for the super chat and letting us know that Verda lost her home in. Is it Storm Dag? She's injured but okay. Well, I'm glad she's okay. Oh my gosh. Wendy, the word no does not exist in Andrew's world. No, not at all. It's just yes, yes, yes to everything. Yes, Sylvia. I hope that Jose's documentary wins as well. Cookies and cream. The Unroyal family is constantly trying to humiliate the Sussexes. What's more humiliating than an alleged pedo being enabled by the honourable family. Indeed, and this definitely would not be in line with whatever um, rehabilitation of Andrew's character and presence in public life that they were going to try and do. Because if this movie gets hyped up, he he's going to be pushed straight back into the closet where he belongs. And they've been trying. They've been trying to bring him back out. Um, he can just stay in that closet. Okay, moving on to Charles. This coming out in the Daily Mail, an unauthorized biography, not by a so-called royal expert, uh, by a Professor Edzard Ernest, an internationally renowned alternative medicine expert, details how the heir to the throne tried to promote outright quackery on the NHS. I mean, I I'm not against like the kind of natural medicine as long as it's done sensibly, like with a professional doctor. I do think that natural medicine does have a place in healthcare, but when people start going into the just the outright quackery stuff, I don't yeah, I find that very troubling, and more so troubling if Charles was going to use his influence to somehow wean this into the national health service, because that's just not his place. You're free to do whatever you want with your health in your um in your kind of like private, in a private capacity. Choose what you want to do with your health, but please don't try to influence the actual healthcare system if you are a royal. What's interesting though is that this did come out in the Daily Mail, and we know that Camilla and Charles have been courting the Daily Mail, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the devil isn't going to do his dirty work, which is why I honestly think the relationship that they're trying to foster with Rothamir is just going to end in disaster, because it doesn't mean that they're never going to print anything nasty at all. And you can see some of the comments in the Daily Mail, or from the people that have half a brain at least. One person saying, "We all know Charles is nuts. For a privileged man who's never had a real career education, Charles does seem to be an expert at all, at all the things." Another person saying, "I am a lifelong royalist, but I think we need a referendum on the monarchy when the Queen dies." Wow. And somebody else saying, "Let's not forget that this is the loon who wrote letters to Jimmy Savile asking him for advice and to write up a palace guidebook." So, yes, that in the Daily Mail today. Um, Denise, our beautiful Duchess has worn hats all her life. Has she? Was she a hat person before? Yeah, actually, I have seen her in hats from the Tig days. You are right. SS, does Verda have a GoFundMe? That is a very good question. Verda, if you happen to hear my voice and you do have a GoFundMe, please feel free to get in touch with me and I'm happy to promote it. Joyce, these people, no one can say no to them. They just feel that everything will be fixed. Well, in the era of social media, these things do not go away. The internet lives forever. And now I feel like the pushback is getting stronger and stronger. Like I actually think that what we have now is something that the palace never thought would come with social media, with citizen journalists, with platforms like this. And it's why they're panicking. R. Carter, does he get money from the movies? No, I don't think there'd be um I mean, I know that there's all types of things with the rights to using someone's likeness, but I think with who Andrew is, I don't think that he'll be getting paid for this. No. Joyce, who's doing the movie? I guess we'll find out as things are announced, because apparently they start shooting in November, so we'll know soon enough. Okay, a lot of you are asking if Verda has a GoFundMe, or Cash App. If she does contact me, I will most definitely let you know. Cat Harlem, this past fall, I started wearing hats, majority fedoras. Oh my God, I love fedoras. The other day, I wore a summer fedora, white with a wide brim. I received so many compliments. Yes, honey, there's something about the hats. I'm telling you, compliments and a lot of looks from the dudes. I'm just saying. Rahini, Uncle Charlie had some weird views on health over the years. Yeah, he says some interesting things. Apparently, he talks to his plants. This is the thing. Is anybody like a gardener? Is there meant to be some like spiritual thing with talking to plants? I mean, I don't want to make fun if it's like a thing that people do, but I heard that he talks to his plants. Thank you so much, Karen, for the super sticker. Much appreciated, darling. Okay, on to the next thing. Oh, no, we'll get to that in a sec. Yeah, the cams were spotted getting into their helicopter, and we know that their helicopter rides have been a topic of discussion. I don't know where they were going, but it is the holidays, so maybe they were off for a break, but they were spotted getting into their helicopter, and someone tweeting, "This winter, families like mine are going to have to choose between kids' baths and eating. Sick and disabled will likely die, all because we're being robbed by the state corporations while they leech off of us. So gross. I can't even make a video about it without crying." Indeed. And you see this picture of, them, the kids, even the dogs, y'all. I mean, if you watch the video, the way that dog got into that helicopter so comfortably, you can see that this is something that they do all the time. Like, they do it with such ease. And this comes out just after um the sovereign grants breakdown and how much it costs for us to upkeep these people. And also just this week, for those of you who don't live in the UK, Rishi Sunak, who's campaigning to be the next Tory leader, but he's also still the chancellor. So he announced that the poorest families would be getting a payment of £650, right? But that payment's going to be split into two. So kind of similar to the stimulus checks that people in America were getting. The first part of that payment is actually coming in this week. So a measly 300 and something pounds for the poorest people in the country, while these lot are jumping into helicopters. Literally, and this is all happening within the same week, y'all. Just the tone deafness and the disconnect between the life of the royals and what's going on with poor working class people at the moment. It's quite unbelievable. And you know, up and down Wimbledon, in the VIP box. I mean, it's literally like, the rich in the ivory tower looking down at the poor. It's just gross. Oi. Marcy, Duchess of Success, it's crazy to me that the unroyal family are the royal bullies trying to blame Duchess for everything. I'm so grateful for you and Royal Sussex and the squad for the pushback. It's the absolute least we can do, because what else can we do at this point anyway? You know, other than push back against the lies, create our own media, and hope that other people, in their reading and scrolling through social, will come across our platforms and see another narrative. That's the best that we can do. But thank you so much for your comment. Iris, yes, my grandmother talks to her plants. Okay. Does it benefit the plants in some way? Lucy, you have a vegetable garden, but you don't talk to the plants. Okay. Talking to plants is supposed to make them grow better. Okay. I guess that kind of makes sense because what you're breathing out CO2. Um, All right, on to the next thing. The bot accounts are out in full force. Now, the assumption has always been that this is coming from within the palace walls, um, namely Kensington Palace. Um, you know, we've never been able to prove exactly where it's coming from, but honestly, where else would it be coming from? And this is clear bot activity. Look at this. Just so many, like you got one account that's basically tweeting. They were tweeting Prince Harry's racist, Meghan Markle was a liar, over and over and over and over and over again. This is not a human doing this. I mean, that would be a whole bunch of very dedicated people to sit here and tweet those things over and over and over again just to try and get them trending. This is definitely bot activity here. And Christopher Boozy, if I can just find that slide, did point this out. Yeah, that this is not organic. And a lot of the accounts, if you actually put them through Bot Sentinel, which is Christopher Boozy's platform, you can see that they are very high on the bot activity scale. And they were trying to manipulate the Twitter trends by spamming anti Meghan and anti Harry hashtags just after it was announced that Harry would be giving his speech. And this happens almost every single time Harry and Meghan announce a major project or a major appearance. This insane bot activity will just explode. So it's definitely coordinated. Um, and some time back, the New York Times did this brilliant, it was back in 2020, this brilliant article about the a royal Instagram mystery. So basically, what was happening was that the Kensington Palace Instagram was always a couple 100,000 or so followers above the Sussex royal accounts. And but as soon as the Sussex royal account shut down, all of a sudden the Kensington Palace growth stopped. So there was clear bot activity going on their Instagram account to try and make um Char- sorry, William and Kate, their Instagram account look like it was more popular. Which you think that these are people who think that social media and emojis are lower class, but they were clearly in competition or trying to be in competition. So as somebody tweeted, looks like Kensington Palace has shifted their bot strategy from buying Instagram followers to attacking Harry and Meghan via hashtags. And this is just weird to me because not that older people don't use social media or Twitter, of course not, but their particular demographic of royalists, are they as active on social? No. I mean, my demographics I can see on my back end range from like 18 to 80. But I do think there's something about Harry and Meghan's fan base in particular that it doesn't matter what age you are, they are just very connected. I just think that's just the Harry and Meghan fan base in general. Whether you are 18 or 80, you like to be connected and you like to be on the pulse. Whereas with Kate and William's fans, you're talking about the very kind of old school royalists, and so the amount of energy that they're putting into this, into social, um, I just it's just a complete and utter waste of time. And it's like we've said before, they're trying to dig Harry and Meghan a grave, and they're just digging their own. And someone actually did a some type of a graph where they showed that two hashtags related to Harry and Meghan um, were coming pretty much from like two accounts, or the activity was kind of centered around two accounts. So this is typical bot farm behavior, and I really do hope that we can get to the bottom of this and just pinpoint exactly where this is coming from, who they've hired um, to do this. because it's just outrageous because these type of things cost a lot of money, and you got to wonder whose money is it that's being spent. Is this the firm's private money, or is it taxpayer money? And as somebody else pointed out here, um, just a couple things to look out for when you're looking at accounts on Twitter. With bot accounts, they do tend to be fairly new, usually made within the last 1 or 2 years, or more recently than that. They'll often tweet out thousands of tweets, a lot of retweets, mostly a fake profile pic, no personal info. You'll also notice that the accounts will tend to have a lot of numbers in them. So this person highlighted two accounts that had tweeted 27,000 times since December. Y'all, there is no way a human being can tweet that much. About what? What are you tweeting about? And another account tweeted over 40,000 times since August. So definitely coordinated. But you know what? Regardless of what they want to do on Twitter, this right here on the screen is what Harry and Meghan are doing globally. Netflix, Spotify, Global Citizen, World Central Kitchen, Aspen Institute, Presspad Foundation, Genesis Women's Shelter, Girls Inc., Lead with Love, Archwell Foundation, Invictus Games, World Child, Centre Ballet, Penguin Random House, we've got the book deals, The Bench, Paid Leave for All, SmartWorks, NAACP, Better Up, The Me You Can't See. All of these things. This is what Harry and Meghan are doing globally. Cover of Times, year after year. So I don't know why the palace thinks that just focusing on some deranged social media hashtag campaign that can easily be crushed, and the Sussex squad pretty much crushed it straight away. I don't know why they think that alone is going to bring down these two global superstars that are doing all of this. It's just so short-sighted, and I think it's because they're trying to scare the squads. The squad isn't going anywhere. All right. Before we get on to the next thing, Legs, how are they jumping in the helicopter after they just spent all of that money? Yeah, indeed, they do it with ease. The thing is, at the end of the day, look, they know that the British public they're not going to do what the Sri Lankans did, like storming the palace. Like if they knew that we were going to storm the palace, they'd pull back. But they know that you know this country is not going to go. And I'm not even suggesting that anybody does storm the palace. But there definitely needs to be a call for a referendum about the royals. There needs to be serious discussion as a collective. This country as a collective needs to start having that discussion. And we're not even as a collective having that discussion. So they're going to keep doing whatever it is they want to do because they know that they're just not going to push back. So it's like, in a way, the country's just kind of allowing it to happen, to be honest. Iris, oh wow, they need to stop and give those people more money. It's not coming out of their wallets. Oh. I would have no problem with this if they were private citizens making their own private money, which is exactly what Harry and Meghan are doing, and what they were criticized for. And it's incredible to me to hear royalists just regurgitate the nonsense they've heard in the press. Oh, why do Harry and Meghan want to do like half in, half out? Why are you questioning why grown adults want to make their own money and not be funded by your taxpayer money? That's just how brainwashed royalists are. Just the dumbest sounding people on the planet. Caroline, someone on Twitter saying that Skull and Bones are going to be in the US on Monday. No, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that at all. I don't know what they'd be going for anyway, because with the earthworm that William is doing, I don't think that's due until later on in the year. I don't even know if that's due. Isn't that actually due next year? Not even this year. So I don't think they'd be going for anything. Oh, someone else saying it as well. I heard on Baron's podcast William will be in the USA. Do you have a date? I think this visit coincides with H&M speaking engagement. I haven't heard anything about that. Um, my assumption was that they'd be going to the US next year. That will be interesting. At Queen, well, today is Bastille Day in France. If Shutter Island want to keep their necks down and don't take matters in their own hands, then the Unroyal Mafia will continue and don't give rats behind. Indeed, indeed. I'm not suggesting an insurrection style situation, but for sure we need to call for a referendum. That's just, that's a no-brainer at this point. Mm. Thank you everyone for joining. 700 in the chat. Please do remember to thumbs up, please. I'm gonna get through your comments before we go on to the next thing. Lynn, is taxpayer money funding these bots? This is what we need to get to the bottom of. Who's funding it? And where's it coming from? And who have they hired? Marcy Justice says the Cambridge supporters doesn't have enough real human beings to tweet for them. Only bots. Really sad. Yes, and the ones who do seem to tweet for them all seem to be blackface. It's just very very strange and a very sad and pathetic attempt to make it appear like they have loads of people of color supporting them. And this has been an ongoing game that they've been playing online and in person, pretty much since the Oprah interview. Oh, thank you so much, Black Queen. And did you hear that the Cambridges are coming? God, are you sure that they are? I didn't hear about. Wait, let me just Google this. William and Kate USA. Are they actually coming? You guys, because dang, if they are, hmm. I mean, what are they even coming to do? Well, okay, if they are coming, unless they embarrass themselves, we have to make a pact not to tweet about it and not to talk about it. If they embarrass themselves, I will most certainly talk about it. But otherwise, I'm going to ignore it. Cat Harlem, the constant distance between Cambridge's and Sussex's accounts was at 500,000. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I thought it was about 100,000. So it just shows you, like, even with things like social media, they were most definitely jealous of Harry and Meghan. Karen Legs, there's a full report in the Guardian. Saw it on Twitter. Over 100 laws she's exchanged, charged her 650 a day to salmon fish on her land. Yeah, there's lots of laws that the Queen has had changed. And we know, there was one about them not like you can't sue the royals for discrimination of sex or um race. And there's a couple others. They just like they've just slipped my mind at the moment. Oh, you can't be. There are certain royal estates that the police can't raid or you can't be arrested on, which I just find crazy. Especially when you consider, like, you've had situations like back in 2008, there was a butler whose his side hustle was basically being a pedo. And then you've got the Queen making laws that you can't be arrested on her properties. Like there is just so much about this trash family that we don't know, and unfortunately, I think we'll never know. Rahini, from my research, you can rent a botnet for between 20 to 65 US dollars for a 24-hour period. You'll get about 5,000 bots. Wow. Well, I've never, I mean, I use working in social. I have definitely had companies ask me to buy them fake followers, and it's actually very easy to buy fake followers on Twitter or Instagram. And you used to be able to do it quite easily on YouTube. You used to be able to buy views as well, actually. But they've cracked down on that. The embarrassment, though, is when they do a clean up and all the fake accounts get deleted, and then you lose all your followers and you look like an idiot. And now there are just so many tools that can track fake bot activity, which is why we know that this is going on. So eventually they will get found out. But thank you for that information, Rahini. Okay, on to the next thing. Just see. Oh yeah, and all of this bot activity is is obviously to try and dull the mood leading up to Monday's speech. But you can't. Harry and Meghan are superstars, and Harry just has such a long history doing good things across the continent of Africa, and Google knows this. So somebody tweeted this screenshot of when you search Prince Harry Africa and when you search Prince William Africa, and what comes up. And when you search Prince Harry, you get an article about Harry spending time in Malawi, where he served as part of a team helping implement the first phase of a 500 elephants project, one of the largest and most significant elephant translocations in conservation. And when you Google Prince William Africa, you get an article about Prince William making comments about Africa's population growth. So, you know, again, I don't know why they are so laser focused now just on Twitter, because, honey, the whole internet can tell you that William is a fool. Mm. All right. And also, there's all these other things that people have been tweeting and putting out. When they did a Thanksgiving service, and I think this was in honor of Mandela. Harry was the only one that actually showed up in that family, and it celebrated the role the UK played in the anti-apartheid struggle, and it honored Mandela. And there he is with, I think that's actually Tutu. I believe that is. And what does it say? That he was the only one that showed up. The guests were led by Prince Harry, who represented the Queen, members of the Mandela family, UK Prime Minister David Cameron, former Prime Minister Sir John Major, and Gordon Brown were there, as well as actors E. Grant and Idris Elba, who played Nelson Mandela in the film Mandela Walk to Freedom. So Harry has always showed up and showed out. And actually, I think in many ways, it's the fact that Harry was called out so publicly for his previous behavior is what has helped him grow. And the fact that William wasn't called out for his behavior, in fact, Harry was used as a shield to hide William's bad behavior, is the reason why William is the way that he is now, still so ignorant and has not shown any growth. If anything, I think he's probably just like even more racist now. And these are the type of things that William was doing in his younger years. William actually hosted a party, colonial versus natives African themed party, and he had his friends showing up, trying to attempting to cosplay our culture like it's something to just put on as a costume and make fun of. Um, there was also another party, a fancy dress party, cowboys and Indians, and Kate actually showed up to this one. And they've never really taken ownership for their behavior. They've never apologized for this behavior, and they haven't shown any growth as far as what Harry has done, really being involved in organizations and with um, uh, diverse communities, both in the UK and abroad. And also, I didn't know this, but Harry did actually give a speech at the Nelson Mandela Center of Memory. So the link between actually Harry and the Mandela family is very strong. And uh, if it wasn't for this UN speech that he's giving, I wouldn't have even known that Harry had done all of these things, like going to the church service and giving a speech at the Mandela Center of Memory, placing the South African flag when he was doing a trek through the Arctic, and he'd heard of Mandela's passing. So it's no surprise to me now why they asked him to give this speech. I'll just read your comments before we go on to the final part of the podcast, um, looking at Prince Charles's work with the small W. Similar breakdown to what Republic did for uh, Prince William. Mercy, Harry is the best royal. When are they going to realize that? I think they do know that, which is why they continue with this ridiculous smear campaign that's just making them look bad. Because whenever Kate and William do anything, we're just completely unbothered. Unless they do something really stupid, like run around and colonize a cosplay. On a day-to-day basis, I don't even know what Kate and William are doing. Um, yes, Mercy. I think Harry is the right person to give the speech. I feel like he's anybody or sorry, not anybody, but there are so many amazing activists that could have given the speech, but I feel like Harry has definitely earned this. Janet, high school is someone please send my love to Verda. We are all sending our love to Verda. And please, if anybody here speaks to Verda, please do let her know that if she wants to do any type of fundraiser, we will support her. Do let me know, guys and dolls. Would you like me to create some kind of Discord? Maybe like maybe like a Discord or a Facebook group, or just somewhere where we can talk and converse on a day-to-day basis. Is that something that you would like? Because like this, I mean, I can respond to what you're saying in live chat, but a situation where somebody who is a squaddy and who frequents our space quite often is going through something. It would be nice to kind of like have a space where we can converse, and if someone's something's wrong, we can help them. So let me know if that's something that you would like me to create. Lottie, I hope that Megan would be the one to introduce Harry on Monday evening, or it could be actually someone from Mandela's family. Probably more likely be someone from Mandela's family. Tom Wright, Harry has won the hearts of the majority of African Americans. What is Boldy and Mumbles gonna do? Yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do or say when they come over to the US. Let's see. Nash, I hope there will be a way of for us to watch and speak on Monday. There absolutely is. There is going to be a live stream. So I'm gonna try and see if I can do a live stream here. If not, I will put a link in the community tab so you know where to watch it. But the UN is doing a live stream. Yes, Beverly. This picture says it all. I mean, look at the way Harry is holding that child, and William just has his arms folded. All right, on to the next thing. Sorry, I'm gonna have to just speed past all of your comments so we can just get on to the last part of the podcast, and that is Prince Charles and his non-work. So Republic did another fantastic thread. So Prince Charles, the work shy heir. Every year, the press report which royal did the most engagement, as if reporting on the runners and riders at the latest Ascot races. For 2021, Princess Anne came first as the hardest working royal, with Charles coming second. These reports are misleading because the reality is that the royals do very little, and none of what they do can certainly be described as work. Their official engagements are listed on the court circular, so as we did with William, we've had a look at Charles's year so far. We have excluded quite a few of Charles's engagements where they are meetings or events for his charities or to do with running the Duchy of Cornwall. These are not official engagements as they are for his own private pursuits and are not carried out on behalf of the country. Fair enough. So this is January. Um, so actually, looking at this and remembering Williams, he actually did less than William even, and William really didn't do anything. As we pointed out on the William thread, given what they include on the court circular to pad out their schedule, we can only assume it's comprehensive and that there isn't much else going on behind closed doors or away from the camera that would constitute official work. January 2022, Charles did nothing until the 14th when he went to a country park near Aberdeen. He had a brief meeting on the 19th and three brief meetings in which he received people on the 21st before taking a call from the Greek PM. And we know that often when they receive people, it's literally just the person coming in, they have a handshake, a bit of a chin wag, some PR pictures are taken, and that's it. So you're talking about a couple of hours, if that. And a phone call from the Greek PM, I mean, how long would that phone call have been and what did they even talk about? It's nothing. It's it's definitely not anything that you could call work. So then we move on to February. There were just two other engagements that month, a week apart, a visit to the Holocaust exhibition in Buckingham Palace. A week later, a trip to Abingdon and Oxfordshire, where he visited three tech companies. He worked with a small W on just 5 days that month. Outrageous. February, when the court circular says a royal receives someone, yes, as I said, this encounter usually lasts 20 to 30 minutes. Aside from the days when he received people, Charles had a fairly light schedule for February also, as you can see. There were a handful of engagements in London and day trips to Kent and Hereford. For the whole month, Charles had engagements on just 10 days. On most of those days, engagements were limited to brief encounters with other people. It's worth noting most of Charles's engagements are either at one of his main homes, Clarence House, Highgrove, or Dumfries House, or nearby. The rest of the country is largely ignored. And that's a really good point to make because Charles is meant to be king of the whole of the United Kingdom, not just his own little kingdom that he's built around himself to feel comfortable where he doesn't have to do a lot of work. So going on to March, excluding overseas trips during this 6 month period, Charles ventured far from home on 13 occasions, and these were predominantly to places not that far when travelling by helicopter, as we know they like to travel by, such as Kent, Cambridge, Oxford, or when travelling to and from Dumfries, Durham, and Cadisile. So, I mean, Kent, Cambridge, and Oxford, you can take the train and not the fancy royal train that costs like £25,000 per journey. You can just take a normal high speed train. We have high speed trains in the UK. So with March, at a quick glance, March looks better, but Charles doesn't once come close to working a full day or a full week. Most of these engagements are at or near his home in London or near Highgrove, as in the case of planting a tree 5 minutes away. They really do like to plant trees, don't they? Somebody needs to plant some sense into their heads. But at least he wasn't planting a tree in a desert while wearing a suit. So April 2022, April is quieter with more than a week of nothing until a short ceremony on the 3rd. He then returns to Scotland. He planted a tree at home. What is it with planting trees? Like planting one tree is going to save the whole environment as a memorial to the victims of the Rwandan genocide. But that was it for the rest of the week. Okay. May 2022. After another week of nothing, he has a number of people turning up to be received. On the 6th, he visits Bournemouth Hospital, which is conveniently located for a trip to Poundbury, a Duchy of Cornwall project, nevertheless listed as an official engagement by the year. So trying to mix engagements with projects that are his own personal ones, very sneaky. As we've said, we've removed quite a few of Charles's private projects from the list of engagements. We left this one in as its purpose wasn't clear, but Poundry is a new town owned and built by the duchy. Okay, it's interesting. I didn't know that. It would appear that Charles is using public money to visit and promote his own pet projects, which in the case of the duchy earn him an income. This would normally be enough to have a government minister sacked, although maybe not under the current government, of course, not under the current Tory government. So, I mean, that is actually quite extraordinary. I didn't know this. I'm going to do a little bit of research into Poundbury, but literally building a whole town. On the subject of the duchy, it isn't a private estate as Charles claimed, but crown property and therefore public property. From that estate, we give Charles a private income of more than 22 million a year. You might think he would do more in return for that huge fortune we pay him, indeed. And as we've seen, he doesn't. An odd point about the May schedule is that Charles flew to Romania, where he lists engagements on the 25th. There's another Romanian engagement on the 30th, but nothing in between. Was he using the taxpayer funded trip to pursue public interests or to enjoy a holiday? That is a very good point. And the Romanian government is quite corrupt. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was using that time to broker some deals for himself. June 2022, if we ignore the Jubilee and the Commonwealth meeting, Charles had a fairly quiet June, one trip to Cornwall, and then a handful of people wanting to be received, plus dinner and a phone call to Barbados. So that is that. We pay Charles more than 22 million a year from the profits of the duchy. That's over 6 times the combined salary of all democratically elected heads of state in Europe. Wild. So, I mean, the head of state in Iceland gets 300,000 a year. Italy, 275,000 a year. All the way down to Moldova, who only gets a measly 10,000 a year. Head of Serbia only gets 14,000 a year. This is so interesting, like to see what people in different countries get paid. But Charles takes the biscuit with 22 million. That is insane. So they end by saying, if we use last year's figure and average that out, assuming each engagement is in 1 hour, a generous assumption, then Charles did the equivalent of 11 weeks full time work in 2021, getting paid around 22 million. That makes his hourly rate more than £57,000 an hour. As we said in the William thread, none of this is actual work. It is attendance and being attended to. Oh, I love that. It is attendance and being attended to. It is brief and formal encounters that have little consequence, except for those where people are being handed well deserved medals or prizes. The royals do not work. The monarchy does not work. It's time for honesty about who they are and what they do. It's time to abolish the monarchy. Amen. And once again, a fantastic thread by Republic. They should do Kate next. Kate next, please. Do all of them. So that is all. I'm going to get through your comments and then we'll call it a day. Thank you so much, as always, guys and dolls. You are amazing. And yeah, have a fantastic day, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is where you are. Thank you, as always, to the commentators, to the moderators. Star Rose, what is Discord? Discord is just like a platform where you can create communities and talk and converse. Kim, I'm not on Facebook, but would like a safe space to chat with you all. Yeah. I mean, should we start a social media platform for the Sussex Squad? Like, how would we do that without it getting attacked by trolls? Vinny, great idea, and a place to share ideas and personal stuff if one chooses. Yeah, I would really like for us to do that. Mm. Sylvia, it could be that Meghan introduced Harry since Meghan has met some of the Mandela family as well. Yeah, it could be. Cat Harlem, I think the UN have a YouTube channel, and they probably do. But there is actually a link. I think Sherry posted it the other day, but I'll make sure to have it posted in time on the community tab for you to watch it if I don't manage to do a live stream here. Claudia, Duchess of Success. My grandmother used to say, "The devil finds work for idle hands." I'd like to know what they do with so much free time on their hands. Yeah, I want to know what they do on the days that they're not working. Are they just sitting around the palaces? Like, what are they doing? Like, I mean, if I had that much free time, I don't know what I'd do with myself. Because especially with all the money that they have, they have people to upkeep their houses, to cook food for them. So what are they doing in that time? Yes, Jessica, grifters is what they are. Diana and Harry had different hearts, indeed. Blacklight, I would love that, a Facebook group or some safe space. Yeah. How would we I mean, I would love for all of you all to be able to access it. I'm thinking I'm just trying to think like how we would kind of verify people to add to the group, because I just want to make sure that it's people who are actual squaddies. Lynn, do these trees grow? Those fools are so over entitled. Yeah, we need updates on the trees after like 5 years. Did they grow or not? Because my taxpayer money did not pay for anyone to take a helicopter or a private jet to plant a tree that did not grow. Yes, Benjamin, and still ask for money from billionaires. My former mayor Bloomberg donated money to his charity. They are just a greedy bunch. Cat Harlem, I remember when the Duchy of Cornwall barely made any money. They were living in poverty. I heard it, child's vision that turned it around. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Is there a documentary about the Duchy of Cornwall and how it was founded and how they built it up? If anybody knows if there's documentary, please let me know. Alrighty, who's going to get the last word of the day? Thank you so much, Lavender Rose. Thank you everyone for coming. You will all make the podcast what it is too. And Dean, you can create a space on Facebook just for the squad. Yeah, I'll definitely look to creating some kind of space. I just need to think about how we're gonna verify people. That's all. Oh, is Sussex Global Ivy in here? Hello, if you're in here. Anastasia, I'm not on Facebook anymore. Well, if you're not on Facebook, would you have an idea for alternative? I mean, I could always make a Facebook and then something else, but if you aren't on a particular platform, give me ideas for an alternative. Rahini, to verify, you would have to remove the anonymity on the platform. Well, not necessarily. I mean, something that I just thought of now was, for example, like I do actually still have a Duchess of Success newsletter. I just haven't been like sending any emails yet because I haven't been writing on the blog. But one thing I did think about was if maybe people sign up to the newsletter, and then they could put their YouTube name and a link to their YouTube channel. That could kind of be a way of verifying people without them having to show their identity. Because I definitely would not be like, oh guys, you have to show your passport or that kind of thing. No, not at all. Just like a very like the most basic identity check we could do is you just like putting like your name, your YouTube name and your YouTube link to your YouTube account on like some kind of form you submit, and then I could at least see, oh, this is someone that comes to my channel often. So that's like one idea. We'll think of something. Yeah, Reba, most squaddies can verify squaddies. I know the names that pop up all the time, both on YouTube and on Twitter. Less so on Instagram, but on YouTube and Twitter, like I pretty much know all the squaddies that are around often. And yeah, Black Queen, we'll just unsubscribe and block them if anybody says anything bad. Elaine, you would need moderators to check out members. They would have to answer questions set by admin. Yeah, that's actually something that you can do in Facebook groups. So, you can do spaces on Twitter. I feel like there's a group of squaddies that do spaces almost every single day, and I kind of want to leave it to them to do that because I think they do a very good job of it. um and me doing the live podcast every single day, I don't think I'd also want to do spaces. So I encourage you to listen into and support the squaddies that do spaces like Paula D, Grandma, Smiley, there's a couple others as well, but they really do a great job on spaces, and they have spaces almost every single day. So I will leave them to take charge of that. Um, yeah. Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you everyone for coming. Um, Rahini, what's up? Do you know what? I know a number of squaddies who do have their own kind of private WhatsApp groups, but I think that's kind of more squaddies who have in their small little cliques made friends. I think if you made a very big WhatsApp group, I just think it would get completely out of hand. And sorry, I meant WhatsApp. I think it would get completely out of hand. And um, yeah, I feel like with Facebook, you can just you can control it a little bit more if you have a large group of people. But with WhatsApp, I don't know. I don't know. As because then you're talking about having people's numbers and. Mm-mm. I mean, you're free to create your own little WhatsApp groups, but I think like a big squaddy WhatsApp group, um, I'm not too sure about that. Start would Zoom work? I mean, Zoom again. It's like it's kind of what we're doing now, but with people being able to talk to each other. I think Zoom would work if we had like some kind of Sussex Squad conference. You know that Sussex Squad conference I've been dreaming of us doing? That's when I think like a Zoom would work, but not as like a regular thing. At least I don't think so anyway, unless you have ideas that you want to share about that. But I mean, if it's something that you personally want to do with Zoom, or you personally want to do with WhatsApp, or you personally want to do with Spaces or any other platform, you feel free to do it. I will most definitely support you. It's just not something that I'm looking to do. But if you want to do it, please do. Like I always say, the more platforms and ideas, the merrier. Yes, Beverly, the mods are always on point. Thank you so much to the mods. Veronica, maybe he went to pick some bags of money. What, Charles in Romania? Probably. Sherry, UN schedule time from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. ET on July 18th. Thank you so much for reminding us. For those of you who are asking the time. There's also Telegram, yes, and actually, I know Telegram is kind of associated a little bit more with kind of like right wingers, but I'm actually in a lot of very nice Telegram groups, and you can kind of set and create Telegram groups to your interests. But I like the idea of Telegram because it has having actually used it, there's a lot more controls, especially if you have very, very big groups. So I do actually like the idea of Telegram, Rahini. That is something that I may actually look into. Kim, an occasional Google Meet. I'm trying to think of something. Yeah, like a Google or a Zoom Meet. I think would be really nice. But do you know what I think would be nice if we had like those type of Google or Zoom Meets? If we actually had some interesting guests on, then I think that would be really nice. But I've still got like in my mind that Sussex Squad global conference. I'm gonna make it happen one day. And I think it would be nice if we actually had like panelists, some interesting people to come and speak. Doris, on WhatsApp, you can control who you let in. You can, but then it's about like verifying people. So, for example, if I want to add you, Doris, to WhatsApp, like how do I verify that it's you? That's the thing. It's verifying people. Yeah, Julia, big WhatsApp groups can get very, very cumbersome, especially with the notifications and stuff. And I feel like I have to be on the ball with royal news like day in, day out as it is. I feel like having a WhatsApp group, um, it's not something that I would want to start. If anybody else wants to do that, then 100% I encourage you to do it. Alrighty, who's gonna get the last word of the day? Church Nelly, the last time I was this late, I had a baby 9 months later. What? what? What do you mean? Oh my god! What do you mean your period is late? Oh my god, Church Nelly. Um, please do take a clear blue test. Elaine Parker, I've never heard of Telegram. Oh, it was created as like an alternative, like social media network. So unfortunately, like it has become um kind of like associated with the right wing, but like you're free to create your own private groups and have absolutely nothing to do with that at all. It's just that they like to use that particular platform quite a lot. Rahini, yes, a global squadacon. Like I still have that idea in mind, guys and dolls. It will happen. Beverly, I'm a baby boomer, and I have enough problems with YouTube. Please don't give me anything that will take me a year to figure out. No, I'll make it as easy as possible if I do anything. I will. All right. Um, listen, everyone, have a great evening, afternoon, wherever you are. We are going to call it a day. Thank you to the mods as always, and thank you so much to everyone who gave super chats and super stickers. Quite a few today. Much, much appreciated. Keeps the channel running. And also thank you for being patient with me because I was too tired yesterday to do a podcast, but Baron did a pretty good one. So um have oh sorry, I just wanted to oh okay. Okay, no, no, I thought I saw a comment there that I was gonna read, but no. Okay, that'll be all for today, folks. See you tomorrow. Bye.
I know I messed it up, but in my soul, I feel a love for you that's out of control.